All right, in this chapter, we're going to talk about a couple things related to marketing. A really important part of what your business does. Obviously, we can't just sit around and wait for customers. We got to find ways to reach them, entice them to get us into our business over our competitors. And one of the great ways you can do that is via events and newsletters. So that's what we'll do in this chapter. We're going to cover basically how to set up newsletters, events, and just make sure you know how they can impact your dealership. So if I have the correct permissions under the marketing communication module, I'll see newsletters. When I land here, I can see a list of newsletters that have been set up in the past. If I want to see statistics on a newsletter I've sent out, I can click here. I can see different types of information. When I come back to my newsletters list, I can also copy a newsletter if I want to copy a campaign and start a new one. And I can delete them, and then I can also, which we'll do here, is start a new newsletter. Once I do that, it's going to take me through a step process, which really helps. I can give my newsletter a name. In this case, we'll keep it simple for time, give it a subject. We can decide which email address it may be coming from and what the from name reads as, your dealership or my dealership in this case. Once I set that up, I can go ahead and hit save. Here it's going to walk me through this step-by-step process. It gives me some templates if I'd like to start with something DX1 has done to kind of help me get going. Maybe I'm not a great designer or don't have a feel for this. I could select a template. If I'm a bit more adventurous, I can decide to start free with two columns and two rows, etc. For this case, we'll go ahead and we'll pick a template, as most of our dealers do. Once I do pick a template, I can click Save and Continue. And from here, here's where I can edit the template or add components I'm looking for. So maybe I want to update this from a DX1 logo to my logo. So I can click the pencil here. In this case, for me, it's going to be a DX1 logo, but for you, you would be overriding it with your logo. All right, so I've updated that logo there. I can come in here and I can update this information to change this header if I want. I can click in here to change the text, winner. This is a bike, whatever we're going to say, we can update it. We can come in again, we can manage our files, we can update those. We can come in and we can add elements to the page that we want, like inventory. We could decide if we want to show a particular unit on our newsletter, which is a really great tool, right? You can see here it added it in. So if I want to advertise very specific units, I can do that. I can do the same thing with promotions for all manufacturers. I can look and see if a particular promotion for this unit is there. In this case, I don't have one, but if I did, it would show up. And then I can add some events if I needed to. Again, we'll talk about events here in a minute, but we can add those. And here's one that we already set up. Again, I can add the selected in here and it can add in details. So this is a really great way to just kind of update your website using some plug and play, some quick updates to get it the way you want. Once you've updated all this information you see down here, you're going to go ahead and hit save and continue, and then we can decide who we want to send it to. And these are our subscriber groups. Subscriber groups can be set up, and when you add in a customer to your dealership, you can assign them to a subscriber group, which can really help you, direct particular type of marketing. Maybe in this case, this is a KTM XFF Racers group, right? And we wanted to advertise about the Motocross of Nations, or maybe it's about a sale that we're having and we want to send it to all subscribers. So that's what this page is for. Once I decide who I want to send it to, I can do this for multiple groups. I'll hit save and continue. I'll be able to review one more time my design that I have, the newsletter information. If it all looks good, I can hit save and continue. I can put in an email address and send a test email. I can schedule it for later, or if I'm ready to go and I want to send it to my customers, I can click send and it'll go ahead and send out, let me know that sending emails has started. And then I can again come to my newsletters list and find that newsletter that I created right from here. So that's a great way to do newsletters to get in touch with your customers. Now, you also might have noticed over here we have events. So, events is a way to do exactly that. Maybe I'm going to have a big sale this weekend. I can come over here and I can say I want to add an event. I can give it a name. It's the sale. I can say if I want people to RSVP, if they are, where the emails come to, a start date, an end date, some times. I can say whether it's all day, whether this repeats, I can type in a message that I want, try to entice people, add photos. I can again add an event photo here, whatever I want, location name. And again, I can set up what my marketing locations are. So where these are, where this particular event may be happening at. In this case, Power Sports 2015. Again, I had my location name set there. Once I get all my information set, I can go ahead and click save. Oops, the end date must be greater than now. Let's turn it to that way. There we go. All right. And so now I have my event information set. And if I was to go and do out a newsletter, I could go ahead and when I was coming over to here to newsletters, at one point in time with my process here, I could have sent out my event as part of my newsletter blast. So, again, two great tools that can work in conjunction to help keep your customers marketed directly, if you so choose, about the great things that you have going on in your dealership.